this one, which isn't a big deal. All right, we're back. All you missed is I described, you know, a crystal. It was a glass orb filled with sand, and it looked like there was something moving around that he found on this dead body in a black uniform. So, yeah, that's what's in this room. He looks like he had weapons, but they're gone now.
Had? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, to the next room then.
This is another dormitory,
Mm-hmm.
but this one is only 2 rooms, and there's like one on the left, one on the right, and they're separated by like a couple walls, and then there's a kind of a common living space in the middle. And
So the girls' dorm?
No.
I know.
It's they're much more ornate. The beds are much larger, though also sparse like the other room where, everything's been taken. There's actually a chess table in the common room that's been abandoned. Not mid
Chess
game.
is fun.
Like
Oh,
not mid game. Not mid game. Like it's all just set up normally.
Okay. I'm going to inspect the chess pieces, see if there's anything off about them.
So the actual table is made of the same kind of stone as the tiles,
Okay.
and the pieces are very ornately carved wood.
Anything different than they would be from normal chess pieces?
Make a perception check.
Woo!
Yeah, so you're looking over them and you notice that all of them have an eye, like the eye of the 7 carved into them somewhere.
All of them?
All of them.
Alright, I'm gonna put those in my pouch.
All the chess pieces. Sorry, you can't take the table with you. But
Damn it!
it's actually no, you could. It just would take up a lot of space. But you can take all the chess pieces for sure.
Can I use it
Do we
as an
have
improvised weapon if I take it?
Sure.
Do we have magical bags yet?
Not yet. I'm sure you
I'm-
might. That could be.
Magical bags of holding.
We could discuss this, but not yet.
I'm gonna carry the table because it's fancy.
Yeah, so it's it's a solid foot and a half by foot and a half. Like a good sized chess table.
Right.
And it's a slab of marble weighted, like the rock about the weight density of marble.
Alright. I'm going to... Actually, I probably have some leather straps on me.
Make it into a backpack.
Yeah, just strap it to my back.
Yeah, sure.
Woo. I like chess.
Okay, sure.
So, that's one of the rooms. What about... Or that's just the main room, right?
That's the 2 rooms. Yeah, that's just the main room, right?
Right.
Like before, their bedrooms on either side, except they have actual dressers instead of trunks.
Right.
And the dressers
look through the dressers.
they're neatly emptied. There's
Neatly, nothing suspicious in them.
There's a pencil or a quill, a bottle of ink,
Quill.
some parchment. That's about it.
Anything written on said parchment?
No.
Right. I'm gonna roll perception real quick.
Okay.
Okay. Can I see imprints if there was a parchment above it?
No, these are all fresh.
All right. What about?
That's a very
so that's
good
just,
thought. It
What
is the
about
same. It's the
other-
same style of parchment that was, that the letter you found was on.
the same ink and style of paper.
Yes.
All right. Okay, to the next room, or across the
Yeah, this is the last room.
yeah.
Um,
Same procedure.
this one.
Inside.
This one has a rock door, and on the wall is the circle of the 7 carved into it.
Okay.
And when you walk in, it's just like an offering altar in the center, with candles surrounding it, and eyes carved in the top of the altar.
Uh-huh.
And then that's all that's really there.
No offerings on the table. No.
No.
Interesting. Rules perception again. Any hidden doors or anything?
I mean, the pupil of the eye looks like a button.
I'm gonna poke it.
It doesn't move. It just looks like a button.
Damn it.
Though, when you do like go to it, you like lean over, and the top slides a little bit.
Okay.
And when you like push the top, there's a hidden chamber like under the top of the altar. There's nothing left in it, but it looks like that's where things were stored to make it always look like the altar was empty.
So I can see the whole chamber from up top?
No, it's just like you take off the top and then there's like a box. It's basically like the
Oh,
altar's a
box.
big
All right.
box that you could hide stuff in.
Gonna check for a false bottom on the box.
You can. There's not one.
Okay.
It's all stone.
Hey, people and ingenuity, bro.
Fair.
Okay. I'm now going to go back to town.
Okay, yeah. So, between all the searching, you probably get back like 2 hours later.
Yeah.
It takes a while to go through all that kind of detail.
Oh yeah, I know it does.
So yeah, Mercy's like starting his nap when you get back.
I have
Is
my
basically the timeline.
chess brick.
Mm-hmm.
Mercy kicks ass at chess, just saying. Strategy.
Yeah, I'm great at strategy, dude. Okay then.
You know,
So-
I
But
think
that's also a
it'd be
me trait.
focus, general education, or probably intuition too, perception. There's so many things that go into chess, man. I can't do it. We're not going to roll
Yeah.
for
That's
it.
why you legitimately play it.
Yeah, I love it.
That's why you play. I love chess.
chess.
Right, with that
As do
hour,
I.
I'm going to go train.
Okay. Where did you
Just
store
alone.
that orb you found?
Or it's in my pocket.
Okay.
Yeah,
Did
I'm
you
also, I'm going
decide
to go
where
into
you
the field
keep
and I'm also
your,
going to open that.
Yeah, did you decide where you keep your crystals?
Probably on a decorative chain around my neck.
Okay.
You might want to bring
Yeah.
it to Pensado in case the Pokemon inside is hurt.
I know. Wait, what is Pensado doing? He's napping, right?
No,
No,
Pensado's
he was
Pensado's
Procuring
shopping
supplies.
getting...
Mercy is the one who's napping.
Mhm. Mercy
And
and
Nerio.
Nario. Yep. The two that had a
Well,
conversation
I
about
will
it.
train with that hour then.
Okay, cool. Go
Just
for it.
free training is what I have, so. It's half level plus command?
Not plus your command rank. There's a bonus.
No.
If you have untrained command, it's plus 0.
Okay, yep, half level. Got it.
Yep. There's certain bonuses associated with certain ranks.
Okay, do I do the 3.5 for the 7 or
3.
3?
Yeah, you always round down,
Yep. Always truncate.
unless it says otherwise.
Always
Well,
do
3.5
integer
is half
division.
of 7, so
Yeah.
round down.
Do
that.
integer division unless it tells you.
And then half of. Do-
Alright. Cool. So,
Wait, I mean,
we get to about 3.
Also, we can actually heal up to 3 injuries a day.
It is. I was looking at. It said you could heal 1 every 24 hours. I know, and then it just said that you could.
I was looking at
Yeah, it's-
bandages and poultices in the
Uh-huh.
items, and it
Yeah.
says, note, multiple bandages may be used throughout the day to heal injuries, but only 3 injuries can be removed per day through any combination of items, features, or natural healing.
Okay. See, I hadn't seen that. What I saw was that you can have 1 injury removed from waiting 24 hours, and you can spend 2 AP and an extended rest to remove another one. And it just said it was subject to the limits, so I wasn't sure what those limits were, and I was going to be safe. But yes, then yes, you can spend AP or do whatever you need to get rid of up to 3 injuries a day. Then
I'm gonna see after training if I can quickly grab Pensado then.
Okie dokie.
Can Pensado
To
be
look at
grabbed?
the, not actually grab.
No,
grab.
I know. I'm saying like, can you
Yeah,
get a hold
Pensado
of him?
probably. What time would it be? 2 o'clock.
3.
About 3. Well, you were finishing
so
getting
he's-
supplies and stuff, so probably
He's
caught you
finishing
on your
leading
way
the,
back.
Yeah, he's finishing leading the Tauros back to the shop.
Right. He's gonna ask you to look at the crystal, see if
Sure.
it's hurt in any way.
So I attempt to release it
I'll
after
release
I. What's that?
it, and I'll release it first. Yep. Like
Sure.
Yeah. So you touch it, and it glows for a second, and then goes dull, and then the crystal shatters, and the
Okay.
sand like pours out on the ground, and then
Mhm.
the whole thing like disappears, and a sand shrew appears on the floor,
Odie doody.
like standing there looking up
Alright.
at you.
So I kneel down to it and make sure it's is it hurt or anything like that. Try and keep it calm.
It's healthy, but certainly scared and nervous and confused.
All right. And I tell it, in a calming, soothing voice. I'm like, "Don't worry, little buddy. We're just here to help you." And I, attempt to kind of like pet it to soothe it.
Yeah, it like
And I know they're kind of spiny, but
he like
Doing
curls,
my-
he curls up
ridge
into
down.
a ball and like lets you. But he it's not like defensive like it normally is. It's
Yeah.
not like a tight ball. It's just like he curls up and lets you like in the fetal position for a human and like lets you pet it and just kind of sits there.
I guess I'll pet him too.
I'll channel it to see how it's feeling. I'm assuming it's scared and
Scared and
questioning what's
lonely
going on.
and confused. Yeah, scared, lonely, and confused.
Okay. I will basically try and tell it to wait there for just a moment. I will try and see what kind of food it would like to eat.
I believe they're carnivores or omnivores. I mean, or herbivores, sand shrew.
I think I know what it eats.
Yeah, you know what it eats. Let me find out personally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I have all these open. 355. Sand shrew is a herbivore.
That's right.
Okay. So I find. Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
I'm
there-
thinking
we
of
have-
its evolved form that's spiny.
Sand
Not
slash is
Yeah,
spiny.
it's not
like
porcupine.
a
It's
brick.
just like like a brick. It's an aardvark, not a porcupine
It's an armadillo.
or armadillo.
Not a
Sorry,
porcupine.
not an aardvark.
So
armadillo.
I find like something
We'd probably have something in
the
a
highest
cold
equivalent
box
to
in
what
the
it.
tavern, like lettuce and
Well, I mean, I'm sure you guys have
Yeah.
other herbivore Pokemon like
Vegetables.
Chespin, for instance.
Trico.
Yeah.
I believe is also an herbivore.
Trico, yeah.
I'm going to try and find something as close to what it would normally prefer, and then offer it that.
Yeah, I think you find like some dried cactus fruit or something like that.
I ask Warren where he found it, and I just kind of, again, continue to
Yeah,
soothe
it,
it,
like-
pet it.
Takes it in its hands and like does that little half curl and like nibbles on it.
I found it on a dead body
Where?
in the tunnel.
You went alone?
Yes.
Alright, well, I guess no one else has to know about that, but you do realize that that wasn't the brightest idea, right?
I know that.
Alright. Well,
I
we'll
wasn't
just say that we
thinking
found
clearly
him.
at the time.
Right. We'll say you happen to find him in, and again, using that knowledge check, I'll make up something that'll sound believable.
Probably find him
Um,
near the beach where it's
so-
not watery, but
No,
He traded it
I'll
for
show
it.
you something here. You guys are, you know where you guys are at this point, right?
yeah.
And then it's forest and like foothills right here, and then
Mhm.
start to get into the mountains.
Mhm.
Past here, it's
Mhm.
desert and like sandy isthmus this whole way. So
Oh, that's
it's
right.
probably from this area. It's a long way from where it would normally be, but not infeasibly so.
Yeah.
Probably wandered from there.
I mean, you could say that it did.
I mean, it could have
Exactly,
been in the tunnel. I mean, And it's an underground tunnel.
Yeah, I was gonna say it might not even be from Arthos, but who knows?
It does have burrow.
Mhm.
Yep.
So, I'll kind of I'll make up a story that can be believable, but it's up to you to try and lie to pull it off.
I mean, they know I went in.
Oh, they did?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Mercy
I missed
tried
that
to
part.
stop me. I put up the wall and ran.
And Nario was like,
Gotcha.
just let him do his thing.
Gotcha. All right. Well, what do you want to do with him then?
Could you tell him what happened?
I can't really tell him, but I'll do my best. So I try and explain, because I would be a little bit saddened that its trainer died.
It deserves to know.
hmm Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
When you tell it, it curls up like even tighter with like the fruit in its belly, and it's just like completely shut into its like armadillo ball.
Yeah.
It's
And-
not mad at you. It's just sad.
It's sad.
It's sad.
Oh yeah, I know.
It's sad and lonely.
Is it really sad, or was it like? Is it basically how close was it with its trainer? Was it like
It's pretty
like the
upset.
kind of sadness that like a huge
but-
close friend died, or it's like
It's like somebody that you just met that you feel like you could have had a good relationship with, but they got in a car accident and now you'll never talk to them again. You'll never really
Gotcha.
know.
It's very descriptive.
yes. So
Yeah,
so obviously it's
Draw from
like basically I'm
experience,
trying to see if basically I'm trying to see if it has like almost like pokey counseling versus like it'll kind of get over it.
It'll be okay. It's just like a shock, a major shock.
Right.
I mean,
All right. So I tell him it's probably going to be a day or two for him to get over this, but he should come around.
okay.
It's
At this
not
point,
like
Kodama.
it's not like
Since-
a 6 loyalty Pokemon lost its trainer. It's more
Oh,
like
God.
a 4
Yeah,
loyalty.
that's basically
Yeah,
yeah. That was
That's he's
basically
gonna
the,
burrow
what I was
under the
looking for.
ocean and pop up.
yeah.
Yeah, but no, Kodama, since he's docile, he's probably gonna try and pat it on the back because they're still out.
hmm
Try to console it best it can.
So if you want me to, I'll try and take care of him for a few days. But what do you want to do after that?
I found him. That should be my responsibility. I'll take care
Okay.
of him.
All right.
So,
Well, let me know if
Warren,
you need any assistance.
do you
Yes.
like describe the uniform to Vinsado at all, or
Oh, yeah, I told him, like,
okay? Yeah.
in excruciating detail.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. Yeah, so I think you guys have another 3 hours to kill until the meeting. Do we want to skip that and get everybody together, or does somebody have something they
We
want
have
to
to
do?
walk there.
You mean like an hour and a half, so that way we have travel time?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
More napping.
Do we want to just go ahead and skip like forward to the meeting, or like the approach to the meeting?
We
Uh,
can do that. I mean, Laura, are you doing anything else special other than crafting and training?
No, nothing
Also,
at all, I guess.
Griffin, I also applied brutal training because you can do both at the same time.
Yep.
Brutal and experience.
Right. Okay. Cool.
So, I'm also, before I leave, going to set a crystal in front of these Andrew and say, if you want to come with us, we have more than enough room for someone like you.
So, Pensado, have you like disconnected from it yet, or?
No.
Okay, it's still curled up, and basically the vibe you're getting is not yet. Too soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I kind of figured. So,
And,
I'll
you
tell
know,
him that. Yeah, it's
you-
not emotionally ready yet for it to switch trainers.
And I'm just setting it there for whenever it would be ready.
Yeah.
Maybe off to the side,
Okay. It
over there.
it doesn't even like look at it. It just kind of stays where it's at. I
And
assume
I
that you guys
shall
are gonna
give it-
like take it with you when you go to the meeting or something, right? Not just
Oh.
leave it alone.
That's a good point. Scratch that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll carry him with me.
We
I'll
would bring it with
fashion
us.
a nice little
Hammock.
backpack pouch.
Yeah.
Yes.
Baby carrier on your front.
Yes. I'm a new daddy. No.
Yeah, since we have to do, since we're heading into a known possibility, I will probably use the last hour we have to train my Pokemon, and then, mixed in that, the additional half hour basically being 10 Sandshrew
Okay.
every once in a while, just to make sure it's okay.
Cool. Perfect.
I probably was sharpening and just
So,
idly crafting.
mechanics-wise, how does training work? Do I have to apply
It's one Pokemon per
or
day.
the order?
No, you can do an
One
order and
Pokemon per day?
Yeah. You can do order and experience at the same time, I believe. Just like you can do brutal training
Okay.
at the same time.
I thought you could train up to your command rank.
Let me double check, but I believe you can train up to your command rank for sure. I think it's limited to one Pokemon a day. Let me look up EXP training.
For experience training.
Yeah.
Yeah, experience
Yeah.
training is one Pokemon a day up to the number of Pokemon
Okay.
equal to your
It's,
command rank.
it's
Yeah.
once a day. You can do experience once a day to a number of Pokemon equal to half your command rank.
Oh, well, for me, that's...
Wait, is it half? What page is... Because I
It's
know
like-
it's like this tiny little, box.
It's in, like, the 200
And I know we've done
or
it before,
later.
too. But still.
Yeah, every time we go to ask about this,
We have to look
someone has a
again.
question about it.
Yeah.
It's on page 202, 202.
I found it right here. Apply experience training to a number of Pokemon equal to their command rank.
Okay, so equal to command
So I
rank.
could do it up to 4.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, I can do it to both.
Alright, yes, I'll do it to both my Pokemon.
Yeah. Can also
And I'll give them
apply
both
experience
agility
to
training.
a number of Pokemon equal to their command rank. Yes. And experience training
also
applied
means
to them
I can
only once per
take
day.
on-
So each Pokemon can only have experience training applied once per day. And you can train
Yeah.
Pokemon up to your command rank. That's what it is.
I could totally take on someone else's Pokemon and raise them faster.
Yeah, but I don't think I want my
Um,
Pokemon trained by you.
That's the thing, though, is if they've already done their Pokemon, then you can't do it too, right?
Yeah,
Because
that's
they
what
can
I
only
was...
benefit from it once.
No one says I have to apply brutal training to them. That's just typically what I would do.
So yeah. Cool. So yeah, you have the ability to train extra Pokemon if we end up with them.
Yeah, pretty much I'll be able to
Train
keep
the
up with it.
reserves.
And I train 8 at one time.
That's
Right.
a completely different thing, Griffin.
I know, that was the joke.
But yes, that's what you're doing.
That was the joke. So
I
yeah,
didn't get the joke.
I said
Train
train the
the
reserves
reserves.
as a reference to the edge.
Oh. Well, I do have that. So
yeah,
I, can train
I also
8
knew you had
Pokemon.
it, was the other part of it. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, oh wait.
So,
No, wait. I can only do 6 right now.
Mhm.
I only have a 3 in command. No, 4. Okay, never mind.
yeah, because by default you can train 6 at a time, is what it says. Here, I
Okay.
have it. I still have it open because it says, a trainer can train up to 6 Pokemon at a time. Yeah, it just says that.
Train the reserve says otherwise.
Yeah, train the reserves means you can do more once you have a higher command rank, right? That's basically what that
Yeah.
means.
Does that mean I can apply trainings to everyone? If I train 10 Pokemon at expert rank,
Yeah,
And
I guess it would. I think you'd have to spend an hour, and you could do all of them at once, and apply your trainings.
OP, please nerf.
Well, the other thing is you can only really have like 6 with you, like 2 to use at once.
Other
I could-
people's.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You can't train other people's, though.
does
yeah.
it mean it? Yeah, I can train other people's. I can apply like brutal training, agility training.
Mm-hmm.
I could apply a number of trainings.
I think it's 1 hour per training you apply, though, like per Pokemon. So, like, to apply 2
Experience
I think a
trainings.
training
Pokemon can only
doesn't-
be trained for 2 hours.
Oh, yeah,
right?
yeah. Like, and the other thing, experience training doesn't count, but, like, if you want to apply 2 trainings, like agility and brutal, then you need 2 hours.
Unless
And
you
you
have Commander's Voice, I believe.
Yeah, it's something.
The one that
I
lets
know
you
there's
do
another one that lets you
2
do more
at
than one.
once.
Yeah.
Combo! I win. I win at life. That's pretty much what that
So-
would be.
Mm-hmm.
So it's about an hour and a half
Yeah.
to the meeting time. I
And you guys
focus
want to, like,
on
go out.
the Snowden.
Yeah, the snow run.
What do I say?
The
Snowrun.
snow run is with the guy you met. One guy in a black uniform similar to the one that Warren described to you, like a high collar and buttons down the middle. And he has a couple of gems attached to a chain, and then in between the two of them, like the snow run's being held by the guy you met, in between the two of them is a tall, thin man with kind of long, well-kept hair, and beside him is a Weavile, about up to his hip.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
Oh,
shit.
great.
that's what I
This
was
is going
afraid
to be
of.
fun for all parties.
I do not mention the Weavile.
Okay.
Yeah, you better not.
30 minutes before we have to leave, I get up, and I'm going to go see Warren.
Alright.
Warren,
Yeah.
even if this guy is an asshole, we are to not engage in combat with him.
Are you drunk? It's not like you.
It's just one of those. I've had enough of getting my ass kicked around the last 2 days. So, I'm saying this for the benefit of myself. You do this, I punch you in the face after we're done.
I'm fine with that.
If you do engage in combat.
Seems
Because
fair.
I don't want to be any more sore than I already am.
Okay. In that case, do you guys want to go to the meeting ground?
Yes.
Indeed.
So who all's going, and like in what way? I think Nario wants to go unless somebody tells him otherwise.
I mean, Warren, Mercy, and Pensado pretty much said they were going.
I'm grabbing Nario.
Oh yeah, he
I'm
wants
just
to
like,
go.
you're
Like,
coming
yeah.
with us.
He smiles and says, "Good. I thought you were going to shunt me out of it."
No, I
No
need you to help
purge.
keep Warren from attacking them just in case this goes bad.
He nods.
Since he's not too fond.
Yeah, I got it.
Well, he doesn't know which side actually killed him. He could have been a liability to Trisha.
Who knows? Anyway,
Either way, still
yeah.
not a fond of either
The note
side
was
right
planted.
now.
So yeah, you guys approach. I think when you're still about 10 minutes out, you can at least see the 3 of them standing there. The one guy on... So there's the guy in the middle. The guy on his right still holding the snow run. The guy on the left has a...
Before we get there, I would.
I know.
I'm
I'm just
going to
going to go through
have
this
Ron out.
description real quick, okay? So yeah, he's
Sure.
like holding a snow rod. The guy on the left has like a little sea dot, like sitting next to him, and then the guy in the middle doesn't have a Pokemon out.
What about the Weavile from earlier? Is it gone?
It's not out.
Good.
Okay, well, I'm going to release Ron from his crystal.
Yeah, I think
I
Nario.
really do.
Nario releases Duskull.
Wait, both of mine are still out. So
Okay,
Ron is
I
going
have a
to
question.
be walking from
Yes.
me.
How tall is the grass around?
In this area, you know, it's between knee height and thigh height, depending on how tall your character is.
Okay,
My
so
character is knee height.
Laura is going to be flying in a horizontal line about 5 inches above ground, so she's completely hidden by the grass.
so she's laying down?
Yeah, she's like
Yeah,
laying down
okay.
but levitating a bit
So,
above ground and
yeah, it's
flying
almost-
in that direction.
It's almost like a snake slithering through the grass, right? So
Yeah.
it's like waving, but there's nothing really like. Yeah. Okay, cool.
So that was for Kodama, just looking around the area, making sure.
Perception.
No, that's a stealth.
Okay, then he disappears in the grass.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's gone.
making sure there isn't anyone like hiding around.
That's a different check. Stealth is him hiding.
No, stealth hiding and looking around.
Yes,
I
but
thought
he's
to roll
it's-
perception as
okay,
well.
yeah. Roll your perception for
Gosh.
him. I was
You
gonna
just need to
say.
double check the roll.
Yeah, so he's super hidden.
He's ninja.
He says, lol, you're not finding me.
Okay.
Can't
And
find.
I
They can't
see
find
shit.
him, and he can't find anyone else.
Yeah, pretty much. You don't ever really get a report from him until everything's over, and he just
mean-
kind of like appears at your side at some
You
point.
worthless thing.
Like
Well-
you don't even realize he's with you again until he's on your shoulder,
Yeah.
and he doesn't really say anything or gesture in any way.
And then
So yeah, does anybody else have anything special about the way they're approaching?
Before we get there, I would have tried to find some time alone with Nero.
I'm sure you could
To
pull him off to the side.
Yeah, nope. Susunu doesn't see jack shit either.
To let him know that there is a person with a Weavile, and just to be cautious as to what might transpire here.
You know, it's only a rumor. I'm not really certain about it, but it's always been said that Piero keeps a Weavile with him, so it wouldn't surprise me.
So that's him, huh?
Yeah, it seems
I give
so.
him the description of the man I saw.
I mean, I've never met the guy, but that sounds about right.
Okay. But just a heads up.
So I'm
Good to
going to
know.
be standing on the front lines,
Mhm.
making my presence known before anyone else,
Yeah,
just for the express purpose of making sure that none of our guys do anything stupid.
Hey, that'll depend on a roll, I have decided. So
so Nario's like walking basically next to Mercy. He's got like Duskull like on his shoulder, kind of ominously, but not really.
Ron is walking to the side of me, and
they can't see him.
yeah,
Yeah,
they
he's
can't
hidden.
see him, but they can hear him.
So
because he's
actually,
noisy as
that's
fuck.
worth noting. Duskull has invisibility and phasing and dead silent. So like I let him out and you guys see him there, and then he just like disappears.
God.
Yeah, but like I like Nario, like if you like are near him, you can like feel the like presence. But if you're far enough away, it's just like there's nothing there.
Mhm.
Yeah. So
So I'll have
Yeah.
I have Hapini in my arms and Flabebe's like just on my collar.
Mhm. Yeah, so I think we all, Laura hiding in the grass, aside, the four of us walk up to the three of them. Who walks
since
forward
everybody
first?
has spoke,
Oh, sorry.
I'll
since
walk
everybody
over
has
first.
spoke,
Yeah.
Go ahead, Ricardo.
since
Also,
everybody
I'm
has
going-
Pokemon, Laura has Melona hanging below her.
Okay, yeah, no problem.
The second we get up to them, I'm totally going to just expose you guys, so you guys may as well get up. Is
I'm
what
not
I say
hiding.
to you guys, or to Laura.
Nerio's just standing
Uh,
next to Mercy, like, well, I mean, that's probably the most diplomatic thing to do. Yeah, Laura, really, there's no reason to hide. And I just, like, look at the grass exactly where she's hiding.
Just like, Laura, get the hell up.
You guys are assholes. Do you know that?
Immediately, like, Nerio
course we
looks
are.
over to those three and says, sorry about that. She's, paranoid.
Fuck you.
Though I wouldn't doubt her reasons.
So, Pensado, do you come forward, or are you, like, standing back?
Yeah, I'll come forward.
Okay.
And I say, okay, we're here. What did you want to talk about?
So now that you're closer, you can kind of see them a little more. The guy that was, your contact nods at you and then returns Snowrun to that same crystal I described before.
Right.
The guy on the left sees you, looks at all your Pokemon, and just kind of looks at C-Dot and waits. And the guy in the middle has got like a nothing like visible on him. He's just wearing a similar black suit to what
I saw earlier.
what you saw earlier as well. His is like much more decorated. The guy on his left, is wearing kind of the standard suit you saw, and the guy on his right actually just is wearing normal clothes.
Right. He's going to take a mental note of the suit.
Who's carrying Sandshrew?
I am.
Okay. Immediately, the guy on the left with the C-Dot looks at you and says, "Where did you get that?"
Found it. Why?
And he calls, he says, God, now I have to come up with a name. I know that he knows that I just have to come up with a name. Anyway, he says the name. We'll come up with that later. And he says it, and the Sandshrew, like, uncurls.
Cereal?
And... Sorry?
I'm just making up a name. Cereal?
Sure, Sirio works. Sirio. And it uncurls immediately and looks at him and, like, just jumps down and, like, runs over to him and curls up around his leg.
Alright, I'll fold up the hammock.
Because he's ours and he's been missing quite a while. That's why.
Okay, cool.
So, where'd you find him?
I was walking around in the plains training my Pokemon.
He, like, goes to say something else, and the guy in the center puts a hand on his chest and says, "Not now. Later." And he, like, straightens himself and looks at all of you and says, "My name's Piero. You may or may not have heard about me recently."
Yeah. We heard that there's a bit of conflict involving you and another party.
Yes. Well, Trisha insists on clinging to the controlling fake of a piece that sits on the top of a tower in Oracle Point and dictates to the world the way it should be. And to me, that's not what a hero is. I simply think we need to rectify that.
But is violence really the answer?
Only in retaliation. Only when
So
necessary.
he did something
Or when you
first.
retaliate?
Oh, the eye. No, he'd never expose himself to danger. He's too clever and careful for that. That's what he has Trisha and her people for. Anybody that questioned him, they went and controlled for him. So, some of the people got tired of being put down and got ourselves free again.
Hmm.
It's really a shame what they've done to some of these craftsmen. Locking them away, not letting them work the way they want. Sometimes even brainwashing them into thinking that's the way it should be. It's disgusting.
I glare at him a little bit. And I'm like, yeah, it's a real shame as to what happened to some of them, huh? And I'll see if he understands what I'm getting at.
He doesn't respond. He doesn't. It doesn't faze him at all, and he says, "Yes, but even then, some of them aren't just brainwashed or controlled. Some of them are truly supportive of them. And I can't say I understand it, but I won't question it. Each men have their own motivations, though, even if some are misguided."
Humans are creatures of habit.
Very true. Very true. I hope my habits are the right ones. That's why I have you here. We have recently been able to drive Trish's influence out of the area much more soundly than we've ever been able to do before. Though that has worn us thin. We're in need of strong supporters, such as possibly yourselves.
I will not support either side.
Why's that?
I don't believe either side is in the right in how they are dealing with the situation.
Well, the question is, do you think Wilton's the real eye or not? Because then you agree with me. Because, quite frankly, if you don't believe he's the eye, you've every reason not to agree with Trisha. And every reason to agree with me, because, and I understand that my methods are not always the most agreeable, but...
Your methods I don't agree with, but what you say about him not being the real eye, I can't agree with.
Thank you.
Everywhere else, that's a matter of I'll decide a case-to-case basis.
He nods and he says, yes, well, the reason I think you should consider joining us, even if you don't agree with our past actions, is, well, people have been using my name for a long time. I'm only a recent controller of the group, recent leader of the group, he says. Sorry. Piero's the name given to the leader, as it were. It's not... Though it does also happen to be my name. And he kind of smirks and says, I listen to my members and their criticisms, so if you don't like my methods, I'd be happy to hear your opinions on what I should do instead. I'm happy to make changes. It just depends. What's important is getting things done.
In my case, if you wanted my help, you would have to convince every other member on my party to be able to get my help.
He kind of looks
And
around.
that's not gonna happen.
He looks around the rest of the group, holds his hands open, and says, what can I do to convince you? What are your qualms?
Do you feel that the ends justify the means?
Depends on the means and depends on the ends. I don't
In
think
this
that
case,
I don't think
it
that
would be-
anything should be done. There are limits for any goal. There are boundaries that shouldn't be crossed. And there are some that should.
What boundaries shouldn't be crossed?
Oh, I don't know. Total annihilation of the free will of the people or their lives. You shouldn't hurt
Senseless murder.
civilians. He nods at you and says civilians have no place in the conflict.
It seems they've been brought in nonetheless.
He scrunches his eyebrows and looks at you and says, when? I know that there have been many who've experienced hardships under Trish's influence, but I don't know of any civilians being attacked recently. Certainly
Bad
there have
words
been...
come to me.
He says, certainly there have been some enemy leaders in the area we've attacked recently. You may have seen them as civilians, but they were certainly supporters of Tricia and her cause. Much
True as
higher
that
up,
may be.
much higher up on the chain than you might think.
So let me get this straight. They don't agree with you. You kill them,
No, not at all. They try and kill our people.
but that's what
Control the
happened.
civilians. We kill them.
Nope, sorry, won't buy it. And Trisha turns around and start walking away.
He doesn't try and
Who's
stop
Trisha?
You mean Laura?
you. Yeah, Laura.
Laura, sorry, Laura.
No
It's like,
problem.
when
Yeah.
did we get a new person?
Piero doesn't try and stop you. He just kind of looks at the rest of the group with an eyebrow raised.
What you're doing is affecting the civilians in more ways than one. Unrest with differing opinions causes tension, even in a small village.
Yes,
It affects their very way of life.
that would happen whether or not I was here. To be quite honest, unrest is
Just
happening because
amplifying it.
there's disagreement. I happen to be on one side of that disagreement, Trisha on the other, but the disagreement among the people themselves would be there nonetheless.
Not in such a way that people kill each other. Even civilians have brought up arms against others.
Like I said, they may seem to be civilians, but they most certainly are not. Civilians don't fight.
Hero, may I just cut out the middleman here?
Absolutely.
Can I talk to your Weavile?
If you like. And he, brings out his hand, and, he has a bracelet with a little red fan dangling from it, and he touches it, and it glows, and a Weavile pops down.
I look to Nero, and I just kind of nod. And I kneel down to talk to it, and I ask it to open itself to me.
Okay. That was personal. Roll. Continue.
The Weavile nods, and just, it places its hand, it holds its hand up, waiting for you to put your hand against it. And Piero, gestures out and says he wants it as a symbol of trust.
So I try and link with it.
Do you touch its hand?
Sure.
Okay, if you touch its hand, then yes, he lets you link.
Okay. I just ask him flat out. Was it last night? I don't
It
even
was
remember
last night,
anymore.
It was
Yes.
last night, yes.
All right. I ask him, did you kill anyone last night?
Most certainly.
He did?
Yes.
Okay. There's
Which,
no
I mean,
feelings of remorse?
It can't lie to you. No, none at all.
Okay.
In its mind, that was
Mhm.
that man was the equivalent of what's his name? God, let me I had it.
Arceus.
No.
You said, what's his name? God. It's Arceus.
Oh, what's his name? Head of the SS. Basically that equivalent, right?
Head of the SS?
Mm-hmm. What's his name?
Secret Society?
No, in World War II.
Oh.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember his name. It starts with an H, I think, but it's basically in the Weevil's mind. It was basically Heinrich. That's his name, I think.
Heinrich.
It's not. God, why can't I not
Whatever,
remember?
we're just...
It's
it's a
that
name.
equivalent. World War II head of SS.
Mm-hmm.
Has to Google it.
Yep,
Unsatiable
Himmler. That's his
appetite.
name, Himmler.
Himmler?
Yes,
Alright.
it's basically the equivalent of Himmler.
So I just smile and say, thank you, Weavile. That's all.
He
And,
he opens his
I don't know
eyes,
if I'd have
takes his
anything
hand
to-
down, and just takes a step back.
mhm. So I turn to, Piero, and I go, look, so was it you who called upon the action to have? I can't remember his name off the top of my head, and it's
Ralph.
on their player's note.
It's Ralph, yeah.
Was it you who ordered Ralph to be killed last night?
If by Ralph you mean Lieutenant Caulfield, then yes.
Lieutenant Warren says that under his breath.
Can you explain to us the reasoning why?
He's the lead perpetrator in abducting civilians and taking them through the gates to work in on Oracle Point. Or the tunnels, not gates. It's the reason that town's small.
And bam. Make sure he's not lying.
So, he's not lying, but he's not saying everything either.
And I say, look, please don't hold information back. If you want us to be a part of your... If you want us to join you, you're going to have to be completely open with us.
We're
Well-
not the kind of people you would want to pick a fight with either.
I'll admit, attacking him wasn't the first course of action we took. We tried to forcefully close the transports. That didn't work out very well, so I had...
Explains the body in the tunnel.
He raises his eyebrows? Yes, it would. That must be where you found Serio. Yes, so I had... It wasn't really my first choice to have him assassinated, but it's what I ended up having to do. I prefer not to take the Hydra approach, cutting off a head, but
Hail Hydra.
sometimes it has to be done. Sometimes it's just a regular
Sometimes
dragon.
literally, huh?
Mm-hmm. Well, his head didn't actually come off.
I know, but
Mhm.
hey, it could have.
He shrugs and says, if need be. Again, I don't believe that the ends justify the means, but sometimes there's only one way to get something done. And in my opinion, it's not the ends justifying the means in this case, it's that those people's lives matter more than his.
I turn around to the group and I ask him if we can have a moment.
Of course.
So,
Okay, just for your
I kinda-
information, Laura is sitting on the grass about 20 meters behind, and she's not paying attention on the conversation.
Yeah.
Just looking and playing with her bow.
Uh-huh.
So, I get within earshot of Laura, because I'm sure her perception can at least hear us.
Mhm.
But I know she kind of wants to keep out. So I'll let her choose if she wants to eavesdrop or not. But I talk with the other three, and I basically ask them, so you've heard his side of the story. What are your options, and what do you want to do?
I kind of want to know how he would react if we showed off your little secret.
It's
just
not the
shake my
time for
head.
that.
Yeah.
Okay, when Mercy says that, Laura gets up and runs up to them and say, "No, you cannot do that.
Says who?
Are you?" Okay.
So, Pensado tries not to make any gestures or give anything away, but he's like, guys, it's
So do you look at
not
him
wise
when,
to talk about it
when,
like that.
when you're trying to keep it secret? Do you glance at Piero?
No.
No, I just kind of
I'm just saying because
my back is to
if you
him
do,
right now.
I was gonna say if you do glance at him in the middle of it, you'll see that his back is turned to you. He's not looking at you at all.
Gotcha. I say let's not talk about that right now. Let's talk about
Okay.
the matter at hand. What do we want to do?
Okay, can I give my opinion?
Absolutely.
We know for a fact that we have 4 of the heroes among us. And you guys want to put these 4 heroes under the control of a psychopath.
Control?
Yeah, he's the boss. Do you think you would be ordering him?
do you think he's going to go against the word of a hero that he thinks is actually real?
That's the point. We don't know what he really wants. We don't know if he wants the real heroes in place. We just know that he wants the fake ones down. But who is going to substitute them?
I mean, to be quite honest, Lara, I don't know if I want to be in power either. I just want to get rid of the fake ones. That's been my goal all along.
It may be your goal, but it's not your fate. Fate has put you a mark. Has put all of you a fucking mark.
We never asked
It
you
says I'm
these.
going to follow fate.
Fate is but a guideline, not a set path.
Besides, fate made a serious mistake if it chose some of us.
Yeah.
Oh, I agree with
You can
that.
say that again.
Or, you shut the fuck up. You don't have any room to talk.
Lara, there's a lot of pressure
You don't
here.
have a mark, so I mean, says something about your worth.
Mercy, not... Look, that's off topic here, okay? Point is, are we going to do anything with this guy or not?
I need to know more.
What do you need to know? Because we can ask. Or I can send, a little invisible guy here over to find out.
That won't work. That Yes.
He can just go over and listen.
if you want to.
So Nerio, nods his head up, and then, the way
Before he does-
that, it works is that, you only feel his presence if, he wants you to, so, he just disappears, and, yeah.
Ninja poof.
Ninja poof, except
so
he's
I
already
asked-
invisible.
I know. Well, we could feel his presence before, could we not?
Yeah, and now you
That's-
can't.
That's
Ninja
because he
proof.
let you.
Yeah, because he was letting you, and now he's not. He's just gone.
I ask Nero if he can wait before he sends them off.
He, gestures with his head again. Sure.
So I almost decide to link again with him, but I say, you know what, never mind.
I shrug and say, and just kind of nod at, or he nods at Duskull, and it's see what you can hear, buddy, but no big deal, right? And Duskull, you can't really see what he does, but he reacts.
He just teabags.
Pensado looks a
That's
little
all he does.
distressed.
That's all he's doing this whole time. He just goes around our head and just teabags us one by one.
But yeah, the presence fades again.
Pensado looks a little distressed with himself, and then kind of shakes it off.
I need to know if there's truth in his words.
And what words are you looking for truth? And that he actually wants to change everything around here?
Not only that, but how deep Ralph really was. He already openly admitted he didn't see me as a friend, but
Maybe he was just trying to protect you. Maybe he knew it was coming.
no.
Well, there
no,
was the letter.
He's a cautious man. Probably
Well,
thought
my
they wouldn't
question
do
for him
anything
is-
during a festival.
We can
I
certainly
do
ask
find
him.
it kind of weird that it was during the festival of all times. Seems like it was meant to make a show.
The way did it
Agreed.
know that was if it was meant to be flashy. Plenty of other ways to do it. Only reason
Well,
we knew about it is
give enough
because I was
audience.
following him.
Give a big enough audience.
I
And
mean, if
you
he
look
wanted
at the
an
town
audience, why would he go during? Why wouldn't he go, on the first or second night, or during the day? Why when?
It was
That's
the
a
second
good
night.
point.
Or oh, yeah, you're right. It was.
Yes.
So he nods and says, "Yes," but even then, it was when there were much less people out.
There was no one on the street. The only reason I came across because I was behind him.
Exactly. I mean,
Hell, if I went out first, it might have been my head.
I can't think that it was publicity.
No.
I don't think you were ever the target, though. I think that Weavile knew its mark.
They've known its mark, but someone associating with its mark can also be seen as a threat.
I feel like when I was communicating with it, though, it knew it had a single job to do. It wasn't necessarily going after anyone other than him.
It's all in the past, so speculation.
That's just how I felt when I was talking to it, when I asked it that question.
Okay. And if you've looked at the town, no one's really grieving his death.
Mm-hmm.
There was no investigation, so can't help but feel there's truth behind his words.
Actually, the body was gone, like, by the morning.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It was just cleaned up.
I mean, who's to say the authorities ever saw it, though, Warren? I mean, they could have cleaned it up afterward while we were out in the field. There's no telling.
There were plenty of townspeople that came out. The bar.
You know, I don't know how many of them were sober enough to realize what was there. They probably thought it was passed out drunk.
No. Most of them weren't even having a drink while there.
So, I mean, I guess gather your words. We can ask him our last questions, and then we have to decide. We can't just keep huddling up.
I mean, we can. It just kind of looks weird.
I suppose.
Any new
I'll let you
information,
guys
Uriel?
decide, because
I have one more question for him. but-
Duskull comes back over and, like, communicates with Nerio, and Nerio just kind of looks at everyone and says, "They're just having casual conversation. Nothing new."
Okay. What was Spensato going to say?
Oh, I just have a question for him.
Oh.
He's got his back turned. You'll have to, like, get his attention.
Oh, I know, but I'm waiting for the rest of the group
Yeah.
to gather their words. Okay,
I'm good.
so I'll head back over, and I'll let you speak first, Warren. Get what's off your chest.
Okay, I need to think of actually what to say regarding this. I guess his first question would be, how long had Ralph been in?
He, like, turns around and looks at you and kind of straightens his shoulders, like, back to business. Well, I can't say for sure, but I know that Lieutenant Caulfield's been running that operation for at least a year.
Right after I left.
He doesn't
Damn
say
it.
anything.
Yeah. I wouldn't think he would.
Yeah.
More questions to think of.
So I'll ask him, what does he expect to accomplish once he inevitably, let's say,
Dethrones.
dethrones the so-called fake eye?
Well, I would hope that there was a real eye and that they would show themselves, but in lieu of that, I think we would try and get Oracle Point to live without a hero. To get the people to be heroes for themselves.
It's a noble goal, but how do you expect to accomplish it? It's a pretty daunting task to tell people to stand on their own 2 feet.
It's even more
Guide
daunting
them.
to pull the rug out from under them, the false sandy foundation. But needs to be done, otherwise it'll all collapse on its own.
So what if, after all of this, he is the true eye?
Then I'll gladly go to prison for my crimes and will acknowledge that I've been misguided, though I can't foresee that, to be quite honest. He does not act in the manner a hero should.
And who are you to say the manner in which a hero should act?
Someone who doesn't believe in the trafficking of human beings.
Okay,
I'll see if he's true to his word that if he was to turn himself in if he was wrong. Do you want me to roll or?
Yes.
Okay. Ooh, I believe it.
I mean, as best you tell, as best you can tell, yes, he's true to that.
Right.
okay, I have a question.
Yes.
Assuming the eye is fake, why wouldn't the other heroes realize it?
I don't know that the 7 have ever all been in the same room, to be quite honest. Yes, they all have done their, he does air quotes, fair share to help the kingdoms, but I still don't think they've quite fulfilled the foretold prophecy, though there's no real telling. They're all quite secretive, at least in general.
If we think one of them is fake, others might as well be, right?
Quite possibly, yes, though
So
I live in
what
Arthos.
would they do? What would they do when they found out Arthurs had no leadership? Don't you think they would come here?
I think they'd be afraid of the land that managed to oust the fake.
Do you really?
I do. The people have already been smart enough to see through one person's lies, why not another? People are cynical when a power figure gets overthrown. It's much harder for anyone else to get established, let alone someone already picking at grains of salt to find a claim.
Yeah, but that's the point. If we dethrone one of them, perhaps the others wouldn't have any qualms before coming here, just conquering this. They wouldn't need to pretend to be heroes. They already have a kingdom of their own.
Yes, but that's the thing is, while the heroes have earned great respect, they don't have any outright political power. Virgil's still the leader of this kingdom. He'll still defend it.
So what's your next game plan?
That depends on Trisha's move. I plan to secure the area as best I can, but there's no telling what she'll do next. That's what intelligence is for. We're waiting on more.
So you're just going to continue this game of...
Cat and mouse?
I don't know any... I was going to say cat and also cat, but I don't know any cat Pokemon off the top of my head.
Meow and Skitty. There you go. Boom.
Yeah. You're just going to continue this game of Meowth and Meowth?
Meow.
He laughs and he says, well, it's not much of a game. I wish it was.
Don't we all?
And he kind of stands for a second and says, anyway, definitive motions have yet to be made, and one must be on their guard to make sure none are made against them. Though we also have to be proactive in making sure we can try and find an opening for her. This has been short comparative to any other conflict in Arthos, so there's no telling how long it could take. Both sides seem to be competent.
How would you react if one of the others supported you?
One of the other pieces? I wouldn't be against it. I mean, having any of the heroes with us would be fantastic.
Who
It would
says
give
Probably
credence to
lie
our
and-
cause.
who says they're not fakes? If they do join you.
Exactly.
I certainly wouldn't accept any fakes.
How could you tell?
Hell, we could be the part of the 7.
He laughs at you. Oh, I'm sure you are. You know, all of you. Just, sorry. 5 of the 7 are all fakes, and you're all standing here in front of me. Yes, I'm sure that's what it is.
I look over at Nario. Should I do it?
Nario, strokes his chin and says, "No way, dibs," and steps.
No, Warren is going to push Nario back and pull up his pants. No, he's gonna just rip them off.
So Piero doesn't even look and just he stops and says, "Is there a reason you've taken your pants off?"
Yes, there is.
And what might that be?
Well, of course he's going to kick him in the chest for one. Put his foot down on him and show him his ankle.
As soon as you kick him in the chest, Weavile attacks you.
I'm going to slam... I'm going to tell him to call off the Weavile.
And he does. Weavile backs off, but now there's a biting C-Dot.
A biting it's going to explode.
Uh-huh. And the trainer has already started hitting it. And then
That's amazing.
As soon as he says no Weavile, the other guy just stops looking at, and he's just looking at C-Dot oh, this could be bad.
Oh no.
Has he seen my leg?
Bang it, quick.
No, because as soon as he calls it off, and the other guy goes, "Everybody back up," and shoves you off of him and pushes you back right before the C-Dot
I was going to
lashes
say
out.
I'm going to pick up the C-Dot and chuck it.
Because as soon as he pushes you back, the C-Dot lashes out to everything in front of it and misses you all because he pushed you back. Now,
okay.
Piero gets up and dusts himself off and says, "Can I have an explanation for that, or are you just stupid?"
He's an idiot.
I admit to that, yes, but
Feel free to kick him in the chest.
So Piero walks forward.
Let us finish.
Yes, I will hear you out. Just one moment. Pushes you
well, you're supposed to see my leg.
He
and
pushes
then
you.
Explosive.
Yeah, he walks up to you, pushes you back a step, kicks you in the chest, and it puts a small dent in your armor and knocks you on your back. And then he looks at your leg and says,
"Roll combat."
"Nice to meet you, Shield," and takes a couple steps back.
I just walk over to Warren and I just say, "We really need to work on your social skills."
Yes, we do. Because you're fucking terrible at this.
So Nario walks forward with a hand over his face and says, "Piero, I'm deeply sorry for Warren's misguided actions in attempting to reveal that to you. I have something to show you as well."
that was mostly for Ralph.
Yes, the human trafficker that you are so chummy with, Warren. Thank you.
I had once considered him a friend. I had to do something.
He just looks at you for a second and then just looks away, shaking his head. Anyway, I have something to show you as well. And he rolls up his sleeve and shows the big symbol of the storm on his arm. And this is where Piero gets a little wide-eyed. The storm.
Wait for it.
2.
It gets better, guys.
How are there?
I pull up my shirt
How are there
enough to
two
show
of
my
you?
chest and.
And yeah, he looks over at Mercy. The skull? What? There's 3 of you. That means there's 3 fakes.
Wait.
Do you happen to know the eye?
Wait.
I got 2 of them right here.
He
guys
ignores
are
Warren.
so stupid.
He's looking around, just do you know the eye? Do you know where he is?
Sensado doesn't make a move.
I'm not going to say
I
anything.
look over
Sensado isn't doing anything.
I'm just gonna look over at the other guys and just be raise my hands.
Yeah,
You have a question?
both hands. He's 2 questions.
Yeah, I have both of my hands up. I also have my gauntlets on now. I put those on.
So yeah, Nerio's just kind of standing quietly with his sleeve rolled up.
I'm putting my pants back on.
I
do.
pulled down my shirt again.
So, I take it you don't know the eye then. Right. Still, that's incredible that we know that 3 are fake now.
Why
never
do you
would have
think
dreamt
I
it.
made that little comment?
Yes, that does seem to make sense now. And he takes a big swallow. It's an honor to meet you, and he gives a pretty deep bow.
Raise your head.
Oh, he gives a deep bow,
I don't
but he comes back
any
up. He doesn't
respect.
stay down.
Raise your head.
It's like not a man to bow to.
And
He is not.
Nerio quietly just says, "Yeah, you call us heroes, but we'd probably be where the others were if we actually were. You know what I mean? The symbols don't mean much." And I think Piero just kind of is standing there, kind of in shock.
Fit the other half of the skull.
So, what are your plans now, Piero?
I think he's just standing there, kind of trying to process this. He kind of stammers,
We'll give you a minute to absorb that, and I just motion to our group. I'm like, let's head back to our cart. And I grab Warren by the ear, and I just pull him to the cart.
Ow.
Once we get to the cart, I just slap him upside
when-
the head, and I'm like, I hate you.
When you're close to the cart, Piero starts walking over by himself.
Mm-hmm.
And he bows
Yes,
to you
yes.
again, and he says, I humbly must ask for your assistance in a matter. I think that with the proof that you are 3 of the true 7, I could perhaps find a way to meet with Trisha and show her that some of them are fake. And then she might believe that her eye is not really that. She might come to see the error in her judgment. And then we may not have to fight
Denied
anymore.
for me.
But how do you know that she isn't in it for the reward? How do you know she's in it for the fact that she truly believes that he's the eye?
I don't.
She may
Simply
be
worth a
holding
try.
something over her head.
Yeah, you're
I'm a
not
little
getting my
reluctant
help.
to have-
I'm sorry.
What's that?
Oh, I'm just telling Pierre that he's not getting my help just because I don't want to support anyone's causes right now. We have our first.
He kind of looks between you all hopelessly and just says, and then collects himself and says, "Yes, I understand. You all must be very busy. Should you ever change your mind, please feel free to contact me. My doors will be always open."
How would we contact you?
In any village, find someone with and he describes a symbol carved into their door, and tell them that God, I had it.
The midnight bell doth toll.
No, tell them Porygon's dream of Mary.
Tell them the other game system that we're not using.
Yes. That will let them know.
Okay, do you mind if we have another moment before we venture off on our ways?
Of course.
I just want to talk to my group.
Please take all the time you need. And he walks over to the other 2.
So, I'm actually behind what you say, Mercy. I don't believe that the hero should get involved in a civil war. That might just lead to more bloodshed. But
solving our issues first may actually lead to the solution of this.
It's true.
But here's the thing, though. If we can get Trisha to at least talk to us, we might be able to
I know
stop
how
the
to
whole
do that.
war. By taking off your pants?
No. I don't think that would work.
Yeah, neither do I.
Nerio says, "Come on, you gotta buy her dinner before you take your pants off, Warren."
That depends how she looks.
Nerio rolls his eyes.
I may not even
Looks
buy
are
her
in
dinner.
everything,
I'll
buddy.
take my pants off. Exactly.
So, I mean, here's the thing. I would be willing to try to have a meeting of the two heads here, if Trisha would be willing to listen. But I would not be wanting to get involved in any of the fighting.
Especially with your position, I wholeheartedly agree.
Mercy, would you be willing to... We can have a meeting with Trisha? And if we can have a meeting with Trisha again, we might be able to stop this.
If we can shut her and Kiara's fighting down, I'm willing to try anything. Just because that means this area is in a stable condition for time.
Mm-hmm. Laura, this is a party decision. What's your input on this?
Well, since I have been already remembered that I am not one of you heroes, I will not vote. But I will give you warning. Think about the other consequences. Once the word that 3, 4, 5 of the others are fake, do you really think that you will be safe?
Nerio looks at Laura and counts and says, "There are only 4 pieces here, Laura."
No, she's talking about just once people realize that there's fakes out there in the world.
I see. Yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm.
Because if you stop this civil war here, the Eye will get a hold on this. And I might think, since we already know that 4 of them are fake, that they probably are, together in this. Because the other way they could have matching symbols is if they talk to each other, right? They have been adventuring before. So once you manage to stop the civil war, dethrone the Eye, let's live happily ever after? No.
There's no
Hell is
such
going
thing
to
as
break
happily
loose.
ever after.
We all get that.
Yeah, I think we all understand that. Although you bring up a good point, we should probably try and keep the fact that the heroes are fake to a minimum. I think just between the group over there, possibly Trisha, and if we do overthrow the Eye, we need to make it seem like he's just ill rather than actually being taken down until we can at least start figuring out what we want to do about the other ones.
He uses a Zatu, correct?
Yeah.
That's the rumor, at least.
You can do your thing.
Mm-hmm.
That should at least buy us some time. If we do this.
Well, I mean, I can't tell it what to do. All I can do is just empathy with it. Typically, a lot of the time so far, everything's just been cooperative with me, but that's, I don't know. That just might be my open nature with them.
It's
Guys,
something to think
seriously.
about.
If it's
this for a
completely
moment.
loyal to the Eye, I can't guarantee that it won't, turn its back
Think
on us.
about this for a moment. Dethroning the Eye is the possible first move you do.
Is the first possible to what?
Is the worst first move you can do.
Why would you say that?
It destabilizes things as a
Yes.
good reason.
You think that Trisha won't say anything, Pierre won't say anything. You have already exposed yourself to 3 people. Do you trust they will tell no one?
No.
But here's the other option. We do nothing.
That
No.
ends up
That's
with
not
just
the
as
only
a
other
bad
option.
decision.
No.
Think
We're
about
gonna
these
have
guys.
we're gonna
That
have to
is-
eventually throw them over, right? I mean, that's the plan.
Yes, it is. But you have to be practical about it. Think about the political condition right now. Right now, knows implicitly that, okay, what's the name of the nation next to ours that is being controlled by this?
Indria.
Andrea.
Their
Andrea,
patron,
my
their
home.
patron piece is the storm.
Oh yes, the patient piece is the storm. Good. Okay, so let's think about political conditions. Right now, the Eye has somehow controlled the storm. We know for a fact that they are both fake. What happens if we dethrone the Eye? I am inclined to say that the storm is going to try to, take what he lost back. To you guys, the heroes before word spread. Think about this. This is much easier. If you think Tricia believes you, good, but she has to convince all her followers that you are the heroes. Do you really think this will not spread?
She doesn't have to tell her followers.
So why would the civil war stop? Her followers would still try to beat Piero's followers because none of them would know the truth.
Piero's followers could just more or less surrender, though.
Or the other way around.
No, we can't have it the other way around.
Yeah,
Because then that
but
would
how?
make sense that the eye is a fake, because that's what Piero is for.
Even if Tricia knows that you are the fake and knows that you are the real and agree with you, she would still have to order her followers to do the atrocities they have been doing. What do you accomplish?
But she wouldn't have to continue to have them do their atrocities. If Piero's group, if we succeed, overthrow the eye, Piero's group can withdraw, and they don't have to continue. They don't have to continue to build their army. They could just stabilize and continue to defend. They don't have to continue to build.
Yes,
And
but
Piero's
until-
followers, mostly underground people, can weed their ways back into the fold. But again, I know it's asking a lot of them. So what's your plan then? Where do we start if we're not going to start with the eye?
I personally
Wait.
am voting we take the eye, but not just yet. I feel like we're lacking in power, really.
Exactly.
We don't have enough skill.
We are going to go against the head, basically the head of this whole kingdom.
No, the head of this kingdom is Virgil.
Yeah,
The point
and
is,
he respects the eye.
the heroes already have established power. They're all strong. Otherwise, people wouldn't believe they were heroes. What are we?
Exactly. I think our first move, the smart one, would be A. Ask Piero to keep combat at a minimum, and instead of killing its opponents, locking them down. It works the same way. Second, we should go visit the lands where the heroes are not maybe false. We don't know about the swarm. We don't know about
We know about the storm, actually.
No, swarm.
the swarm.
Oh,
Swarm.
swarm. Sounded...
Yeah, the swarm, the flame, and the crown are the three we don't know about.
We know nothing about them.
Which
They
is,
might be
funnily enough, these three.
they might be real. We should try to look into that first.
And
Because
if they're not,
if one of them is real, we would have a real power behind us. And if they are not, we would know for a fact that there are three more of you out there. And as fate has already showed, you tend together.
Fate or dumb luck, who knows? I'm still wondering which one of them gave me the mark.
Okay, 2 of you meeting, coincidence. 3 of you meeting, damn luck. 4 of you, no. That's work of fate.
4 of us meeting is just like, how did this even happen?
It doesn't unless someone is pulling the strings. Call it fate, call it Arceus if you believe that shit. Who knows? The point is, dethroning the eye would attract too much attention on you. You would have basically 3 other heroes bloodlusting to get their hands on you. Am I wrong?
If you're saying this is fate, then why happen here, now, in the middle of a civil war?
Like I said, diminish the effects. No more killing, no more strikes one against the other. We don't control Trisha, but we do control Piero.
You don't control anyone.
We suggest. And by the way he bowed to you, I would say that he
We
will
use our
follow.
power.
Yeah, but he can only keep that up for so long. So we can ask him reasonably how long could he continue up a plan of that nature. You can only bar so many people for so long without starting to fill up and waste resources. I mean, unfortunately, the more mouths to feed, the less you have for your own. So.
Yeah.
This is true. But
So,
then,
I mean, to ask him to do so isn't a question that's, out of reach. It's a question of how long can he reach for.
I agree. But it's the best option right now than trying to face the A completely unprepared as we are. Face it this
I
way.
feel like we would need to come in with better gear and more experience with what we have
Yes.
before we would
Face it
even
this way.
be able
The
to
two
actually
guys-
be able to take them on if they're supposed to be as strong
The
as
two-
they're supposed to be.
The 2 guys that are that are fighting right now, Piero and Tricia, are common people fighting in a civil war. They are not the champion, they are not the eye, but both of
What
them
a civil
have
war is.
extremely powerful Pokemon that could take any of us. Can you imagine what the eye will have? His guards? Do you really want to try dethroning him right now?
Happini pounds its chest. As if it could take them.
I bet you could take them, Happini, but these guys, they are kind of dumb.
Uh,
Do you
Alright,
understand my
so-
point?
but
Like I said,
do we
of
also
course,
have a clue to the relative power level of each of them?
Mm-hmm.
We don't really know much right now. At least I don't.
We're going to have to go to Oracle Point to leave anyway.
Yeah, that's what I keep thinking to myself too.
Neither
So we're
do
gonna
I.
have to pass
We-
through there anyway.
We'll have to stay
Not
under the radar, gather
necessarily.
some information. It could be useful even if we don't do anything while we're there.
But
Nothing
do we
active
go through
anyway.
there peacefully, or do we
We have to go
do
through
we
there
go there
peacefully if we're not.
peacefully, or do we do something really stupid and try and flee if things go bad?
Well, that wouldn't be stupid. That would be the smart thing. If things go bad, you should always try and run.
Just a
Well,
question.
no, do something stupid and
And then in
flee.
consequence, flee.
Gotcha.
Is Oracle Point the only harbor city in all of Arthas?
No,
It's
No,
it's the
it's
closest.
the closest within, like,
What's
the
the other one
extent
like
of-
down here?
You can. So that's the thing is, there's Oracle Point, 266 miles away, slightly closer, but not the, not the best port city. Like, there
Don't-
aren't very big ships there. 230 miles away is here. Then there's one across the continent here, and one here.
Because this one in
Also,
the middle
there-
is perfect. We could cross just this little space of ocean here and get to Thrin, where one of the possible real heroes is.
And Griffin, you can correct me. Isn't there a mountain range like right here?
Yes. Yes, the mountain range runs.
So we would
like
have
this.
We'd have to come
So
down here.
we would actually
We'd
have,
have
to
to
travel
back down here.
Or
and then
through
across.
the mountains.
Yeah, if
Yeah,
we're
no,
So
going
it's,
through the
it's
mountains.
not
oh, hell no.
243. It's almost like it's 100 here, and it's 100 here. So it's 1, 2, 3,
No.
400 miles.
Think about, if this is a city, as it looks like, this one in the middle, it must be between the mountains. They must have some kind of way to get here. We
So,
don't have to reach all the way to the base.
This city is actually in
We-
the mountains.
So
It would be
they
like
have
on one
entrances.
side or the
Mhm.
other of the
Um,
mountains,
Yes. You would have to travel through the mountains, and that does take time, for sure. It's
right?
not
it would
at all.
just be easier to leave the mountains and head north.
Yeah,
towards
it's
Oracle
possible
Point.
to kind of skirt the mountains around there. It's also possible to go through them to the other city. That's up to you.
Can you
I'd rather go to Oracle Point.
can you like outside game, so to speak? Like what is it? Is it 8 days to here and 5 days to here, or is it
So,
14 days to here and 6 days to there?
I mean, best estimate, like coming, I don't know, 70 miles here by cart. Here, let's do some math here.
It's
Average
10 miles a day.
Average.
Let's just say we
speed
move
of
10
a
miles an hour.
An hour.
cart. An hour. Pretty quick.
Yeah. No, it's typical over foot is 12 miles a day.
With a cart, we'd have more.
No, we'd be slower.
Not really.
Not if we
It'd
ride
be
the
10
cart.
miles a day if we had a cart. 12 miles a day if we're on foot by ourselves.
I mean, we
Oh.
walked, 5 miles that one evening to get here, apparently? So,
Well, we're being lenient on ourselves.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, people, like, the normal walking pace, like a brisk walking pace is about 5 miles an hour. But, a cart travels a bit slower, but you can carry much more than a person would be able to, is the idea.
Yep.
And, you can have times where you go faster. So, like,
We also
an
don't
Oregon Trail
have
cart went
a-
around 3 miles per hour, but that's also, like, an entire train. So I'd
Yeah.
say, probably 6 to 7 miles an hour would be reasonable.
so if we travel 10 hours a day, which is not unreasonable at all, it's 70 miles a day. Give or take bumps in the road.
Right. So, and that's on flat ground. So you could probably make it,
And this is mostly plains, and then
80.
it goes into a forest, so it's pretty flat.
The forest is a bit slower, but yes.
Yeah, the forest is
80,
gonna be a bit slower,
100,
yeah.
180,
So that's 5 miles. Or that's 5 days there.
180 plus 125. So that's about, 205, give or take. Hold on. Slash roll 205 divided by, say, 7 would be about 30.
Mhm.
And
That's 30
then-
hours. If we're nonstop, 30 hours.
Yeah. 30 hours.
Give or take bumps in the road.
And so that would be, if you've traveled 10 hours a day, 3 days of travel, I would say maybe add an extra day for, like, camping and obstacles and stuff like that. So probably 4 days to get to Oracle
So about
Point.
4 days to Oracle Point.
And the other one would depend on if you went through the mountains or around.
either way, it's going to take us
It's
longer.
going to take
because
much
we're going
longer.
With a cart. We can't really
The rough
effectively
terrain
go
going through the mountains and
We
around.
would have to go out of our way to head up north towards Origin Point either way. So why backtrack down south and waste time whenever we can just go to Oracle Point?
Well, I don't know. It's in my opinion, Oracle Point gives us nothing.
Oh, we could find out more information about the eye in Oracle Point.
As well as better shops, as well as access to a lot more options.
And if we do go from Oracle Point, we could stop in Croa, Weird,
Now,
and Trin.
I mean, to play the advocate here, if we did come down to here, if it is a less-known town, we wouldn't raise as much of a ruckus, and we could probably get, a cheap boat and no questions asked because they're probably desperate for work.
Exactly.
That's true.
It would also bring us to Thrin through here. And from here we would be really close to both Word and Croa.
Alternatively,
Which I think we would...
and I'm just throwing this out there, if you go to Oracle Point, you can just go into the main port city of Croa.
Mm-hmm.
And then from there, go around
Go
to
down
Trin
to-
and then to Word.
Because if we're going from here and we're going to Trin, we have to not only go up to Croa, or we can go to Weird, then we have to go around to Croa.
I mean, either way, it's more or less the same. It's just where
Yeah,
you start
because
from.
Remember
Because-
that Croa is like hell to cross. So if we
There's
come
only
from
one
here,
port city. This
we
is
would
the
go
port
to
city.
it from here. Yeah.
The other thing to note is that you guys are looking at this city here, but almost certainly this small city is not where the crown is. The crown is most likely here in the main trade city.
Yeah, and
And we're gonna have
this
to go
whole
that
area
way to
isn't
get
necessarily
back to
friendly to
here.
walk through.
Well, we could just be stopping here in Trin, and then going over to Word, or Weird, and then heading south this way. Like, across this passage and come down.
Right, but I think before we get into all of this nonsense, we have to figure out how to get where to go from
From-
here.
Yeah.
So let's figure that out first. So
Okay,
My
let me-
vote's up.
okay.
Just a question. This city
Mhm.
over here is in one side of the road, of the mountains.
It's up in the mountains. It's towards the top of one of the mountains in the range.
Okay,
Um,
and it has access to both sides of the mountain.
Yes, you can go up, around some of the ones on the inside up to this one, and then,
Can
down
we
the other side
skirt
and
the
around.
coast?
Yes, you can skirt
and
the coast all the
avoid
way to
the
Oracle
mountains?
Point. Yes,
That would make our traveling
that's
faster.
what I
because
was.
going uphill.
That's what the 4 days is.
If we're going to completely ignore mountain travel, which would be a total pain in the butt, with cart,
Yeah, that's what I'm afraid
Oracle
of.
Point
the cart.
is the
Yeah, it
path that's going to cut us the easiest.
just-
to-
If there is a city atop a mountain, it has roads to it because people would trade. They cannot be.
doesn't
Not
say-
always.
It doesn't say it's going to be a big city or one with quite a bit of trade. It could be a tiny one with maybe a very small dirt walking trail.
I guess that could be a general education. See if anybody knows about that.
Yep, certainly could be.
Okay.
Don't look at me though. I'm a 1d6.
I'm a 2.
Yes,
Dear
everybody
God.
We're all
Double 6.
idiots. No. Apparently Mercy's a genius.
Wait,
Oh,
hold
wow,
on.
another-
I might be making a mistake here. Let me check something.
Laura
rolled
and
six.
2 crits.
scored.
2 double.
Okay, no, this is my mistake. Hold on. That's all forest right here.
Where?
Sorry.
Ah.
This whole area, wait, ruler. This whole area here is forest. The mountain range is from, hold on. Here,
It's, if I remember, it started right up here.
it's
and then
here to
went down.
here, yeah. This is the mountain range.
So we still have to cross the
so-
mountain to get to this
Yes,
town.
to get to the
Yeah.
other one, you still have to
So
cross the
it's-
mountains.
Yeah,
But
no. So okay,
Oracle Point doesn't have
in
it.
this manner,
Yes,
in
that's
this
my
manner,
fault.
Oracle Point is better.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. Well, then that settles that. We're heading to Oracle Point.
Yes, I'm sorry.
Um,
This is in the
That
massive
mountain
forest.
range.
Yeah, I'm sorry. This is the mountain range
That
here
mountain
because it
range
spans. It's.
just-
I was thinking of these two cities are in it, right?
Ah,
Not.
yeah.
And I was drawing these two, but it's these two. That's why
Oh,
I should
alright.
check my
Alright.
map.
Plus, we need to go here either way, if I remember correctly.
That is
there's
where
there's a
Joachim
guardian
is.
or a
Yeah, one of the
Yeah.
guardians. Hmm.
Jacom.
But that's only if we wanted to confront the eye, which at this point we don't. So we're
Well,
literally just going to stop for there.
That's not even
supplies, maybe a
necessarily.
job or two.
That's not even
No, that was to
necessarily
That's
get
not
to
for the
see
confronting the eye.
Virgil.
That's to get an audience with Virgil to confront the champion, right?
Right, but the whole point of that was so we could confront the eye.
Right.
No, that was more for credibility points.
Right, but
That
we
was for brownie
don't
points.
want to keep revealing ourselves, guys.
It doesn't mean if we're taking out one of the 7, that doesn't seem like it would be that big of an accomplishment.
Many people have done it.
It would be taking out everyone. So
If you guys
one
want
would
to,
just be a
you can
test
certainly
of
do
our
it.
strength. I want to do it.
If we're
Okay.
passing through, we might as well.
So then
What?
here's I guess what we're going to do. We're going to
Um,
tell. Mhm.
Joachim, I'm answering Ricardo. Joachim, one of the 7 guardians in Arthos, and you fight the 7 guardians, and you can earn the right to challenge the champion.
Yeah.
But you also have to beat the Elite Four.
The
The
4
4 elite,
Thank you very much.
which again was an
It's
accident.
Elite Four. Screw you.
Yeah, I
God.
think in fact, talking to the king, or as you would call the champion, is the best way of action, because we know for a fact that he's the only one that
Um,
really rules these above the eye.
Again, I'll
But how do
remind
we
you
know
guys.
he's not in on it?
I'll remind you. Traditionally, the champion and king are separate. It just happens that the most recent, the most recent king has also managed to become the champion.
We're just
I
going to
think
use
this
that
is
to
the-
our advantage.
I think this is the best way. We go to Tol, face the champion there, the guardian there, go to Oracle Point, cross to Kroa, face the champion there, the guardian.
No. So the pieces are scattered throughout everywhere, but the 7 guardians are all in Arthos. That's an Arthan tradition. That's why it's the champion is like a role of power in Arthos, nowhere else. Though with Endria's recent assimilation, yes, one of the 7 guardians is in Endria currently, but that's the only one that's outside of the traditional Arthos. There are pieces elsewhere in the world,
That'll be a fun trip.
but the guardians are all in Arthos, and then the one in Endria.
Yeah, so the best action is going as we go to Oracle Point, cross the guardian in Tol, go to Kroa, investigate the 3 heroes we don't know if are fake or not, return to Arduth and give to the king, and he may decide what to do then.
I still have to go home for a festival.
This is going to be a fun trip to hear.
When we get there.
My sister's getting married. So.
Alright, so I guess here's the plan then. We will go talk to Piero. We will tell him that he needs to try and
Buy some time.
not murder everyone.
Also,
and
I
try
will
and maybe
note,
take hostages.
real quick, the channel between Arthos and Endria is small enough that you don't need a port city to get there. It's like the English channel.
Yeah. We can swim.
It's like 20
YOLO!
miles. It's a pretty easy ferry ride.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Or we can use water Pokemon. This is a Pokemon world, guys.
That
I can
too.
freeze the water.
Yeah, you could freeze it.
I mean, I never said the ferry wasn't pulled by Whalmers.
No Wailord. Nope. There's just a Wailord you walk over. Just a path of Wailords. During the spring, that's where they go to make the Whalmer. You just walk over them. Don't get your foot caught in a blowhole.
It'd be like 50 of them, and that's it.
Yep.
Anyway, yeah.
I mean, there may just be a bridge there for all we know.
Don't quite have that level of engineering yet.
Not yet.
Never said it was made of concrete or anything.
I know.
There we go. There's a ideal path.
I mean, yeah, fair. That seems to be your goal right now.
Yeah.
Ideal. It could be going a lot off of track.
Probably will.
That's what I'm expecting.
But that's what makes it fun.
I mean, life happens
I
on the
kind
road.
of expect us to get so far off track.
In fact, we could try passing by Uliran afterward.
Like
Here.
our return trip.
No. Afterward, come to Uliran and then to Bastion. You know why? Uliran is a very small and secretive, right?
Mhm.
Secretive nation.
Secretive, yeah.
So, if we dethrone them, who runs Uliran? The skull, right?
Yes.
The skull, if the skull is dethroned, it might not have as much consequence as the eye.
It's gonna be harder to get in than you think.
Especially whenever you look at his thing. He's either a judge or a killer. So he's going to be very strong.
Might I correct you?
Because
she...
in order to hold... Oh yeah, she.
She may be both the judge and the killer.
Yes,
Judge, jury, and executioner.
Her name is Albina.
That's actually kind of... That's kind of what my character plays off of as well, is the whole... I
Judge
could
Dredd.
do both.
Yeah, the duality. Yeah, you guys know about Wilton. I don't know, you know the names of Nolan, Aldrich, Albina, Agathon, Cosimo, and Aiden.
Well, okay, no point in...
Yeah.
I guess
So-
for now we make our way to
thinking about
Troa.
this.
That's our goal right now.
For now, we go to Thol, one step at a time.
Yep.
Alright.
Yep.
All right. So I ask Piero to regroup.
Yeah.
Come here.
So he comes back. Yes.
Mhm. So here.
We need you to buy
as of
some
right-
time.
Yeah. If you
How
can.
do you
So we're gonna try and circle the globe, so to speak, and try to hunt down any other possible fakes, just to see where our numbers are at. And once we do that, we're gonna try and come back to help out with the eye. But in order to do that, we need to scouting of our own. In the meantime, we would like you to try and keep
Not kill everyone
the
off.
battle to keep the battle to a minimum and take hostages when possible. And I know that's kind of asking a lot. So what we need from you is how long could you possibly keep that up?
You'll be going on a great quest. We will hold our ground. They can't exterminate us. We're
Are you guys
underground.
bees or something? Extermination is for insects.
That's how they see us. They won't.
Well,
All right. Well,
I wish you luck.
yeah.
He nods. Thank you. Deeply.
And we will.
May the dice be ever in your favor.
May the dice be.
You already know my plan. I actually don't know how I'm going to deal with this yet. We'll see.
Hey, should we bring Jake in and have him stab everyone in the back?
No.
He's good at this kind of thing.
No. No, we're not playing the political games with Jake. We're never doing that again.
That sounds like you guys had bad times.
Oh, it's a story. It's certainly
It's
a
not.
story.
It was a great time. In
It was
all
it
honesty.
was fantastic. Jake was just way better than everybody else.
It's like the second session.
and he had the world teamed up against each other, and he was profiting from all
No,
of
he
them.
had the world frickin' teamed up against me,
He had
dude.
3 nations teamed up against you. 3 teamed up against me while I had 1 partner. And then also got half the world to attack the Water Nation.
Yep.
He was
Indeed, the Fire
sneaky and
Nation.
very
Actually,
good
no,
at
the
it.
Fire Nation didn't attack.
No,
The
they
Fire
attacked
Nation was
me.
attacked.
The Fire Nation
Oh, they
attacked me.
attacked
Yes, the Fire
It
and
was
Flying
all
Nations
fine
attacked
until the
me.
Fire Nation-
Meanwhile,
I
the
was in the
normal/psychic
bottom
nation
corner,
attacked
and
from
I
the
was
other side. Plus,
full
the Bug
win.
Nation hated me, and I got the Electric
Bug Nation
Nation on
hated
my
everyone.
side. Anyway, totally off topic. Totally different game. Almost a year ago now.
Shit, has it been that long?
April.
Damn.
Anyway,
That feels so old.
yeah. Actually, I guess this time last year was when I started playing PTU with Jay. It's when I played my first PTU campaign.
Clap, clap, clap.
Anyway,
This is about the time when, no, we started talking a little bit
a little bit after this, yes.
before this.
After
Well, a little before.
January. January was when I joined the art den. Anyway, that's
Oh.
beside the point. Yeah, so I think you guys have a pretty good plan. And Piero, if you don't say anything else to Piero, he nods to you and goes on his way.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll try and circle back with him.
Yeah, he's happy to be complicit with your requests.
This feels like a decent plan now.
Doth indeed.
I think this is a good place to stop for the night.
We have a...
Yeah.
Well, let's get home.
Yeah.
Just standing in the middle of a field.
Yeah, I think what we do is you guys have pulled out a map. It's dusk, the sun's going down. You're working with the last bit of light as you plot this out on a crudely drawn map. And we see you all kind of huddled over it talking to each other, and the camera kind of pans up towards the sky and we fade out.
Next up on Dragon Ball Z.
No.
No, we're too classy for that. Come on.
We are like a bajillion steps better than that.
Wait until we get somewhere and get into a fight. Everyone's going to be screaming.
Yeah, but
No,
at least it won't
just
take
me.
5 episodes per fight.
Hey,
Oh wait,
you don't know that.
mean it took us 3 episodes to go through 2 days?
Hey,
Well, 3 7-hour-ish episodes, so...
Yeah.
This time we got through 2 days.
Eh? True.
Yeah, true. We actually got
But
something
so
done
much
this time.
character development,
So
guys.
much stuff happened, dude. It
Yeah.
was great.
It was an amazing
Wait,
game.
the Sand Shrew!
Oh wait.
Yeah, it
Levels?
left with them.
Oh, it left
So
with
Mercy, you certainly get a level.
Awesome.
You hit my set piece moment. Pensado, you got decked by Mercy and then got between them again. You get a level. Those are 2 very,
level,
very
you get
big
a level.
moments for me. Warren,
Yes.
that charging through everything. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think you earned one with that. Like I said, lots of character development. I mean, just you got yourself knocked out with it. I feel like that's an important step in character development, right? I feel like
Yeah.
that's changed something.
Okay.
Laura,
Guys,
you
I can make fine weapons!
you definitely challenged the group today, but I don't know.
I challenge only Mercy.
Right,
He's a
yeah.
fucker.
You challenge Mercy a lot. So I think that's definitely a
Yeah, no.
relationship I want to watch. I don't know if there's anything outright that I want to give you a level for this session, but I think you're definitely progressing towards one. There's a lot about Laura that I still want to see more about,
Yeah. Currently, she's the only one in the group with no
Yeah, so
mark. So
something
she doesn't have much of a point yet.
something I have written down for Laura is actually I'm really interested to see when she, starts to emotionally connect with some of the other party members instead of being so distant, right? But that's a choice you'll have to make, right? So that's just something I've been, looking at. I'd love to hear some
like
other
I said, I like Pensado
right.
point.
Yeah. But if you have any
Who
suggestions
doesn't?
about some like cool things you might see from Laura or some thoughts you've had, definitely send them my way. And I think you're on your way towards one, but I don't think there's necessarily one to give this
And
session.
I'll think about stuff.
Yeah.
I'll think about stuff.
See, I was just making up my stuff on the spot.
I mean, it worked really well.
Yeah,
That's what role
I
playing
really
is.
enjoyed that whole scene that we had because it was just like
Yeah,
go with it.
I liked both of them a lot.
I rolled that
All of the
9
scenes
instead of a
were
10.
Yep. So, I'd like to thank everybody for watching week 3 of the 7 pieces. Sorry we dropped out a little bit in the middle, but I'm pretty sure you didn't miss much. You just had to reconnect. And we'll see you around 8 Eastern next week. Who knows how long we'll go? I guess we'll see what happens next.